Hi guys, Chris the Non-Pro Wine Guy here again. This week we're going to do something a little different, and that is the 5 things that I wish I had in my winery that I don't currently have. So these are things that are big ticket items that would make making wine here a lot more fun for me, or maybe it's something I just kind of haven't been able to get in yet. But 5 things that I wish I had in my winery. So the number 5 thing that I wish was in my winery is an argon or a CO2 tank that I could make some dry ice with. And this helps me keep all of that extra oxygen off of the top of my fruit, keep things bacteria free, keep things from growing inside of my fruit, and it helps keep off some of the fruit flies. So the number 5 thing is a CO2 tank or argon. Number four on my list is a oxygen stone and tank that goes along with that. Now, the last object was to keep all of the oxygen away from my wine. This one is to include some oxygen into the wine. An oxygen stone really helps yeast do their job and really start to kick off fermentation, right? And it makes them really strong through the entire fermentation process. So an oxygen stone would be great to be able to make some really good high proof wine that doesn't have some of the negative effects that you often find with making your wine higher proof than you initially intended. Number 3 on my list is a large steel tank, like big steel tank. So I would really love to be able to make about 100 gallons of wine at a time in my home winery. Now, I know that the law says I'm only allowed to make 300 a year, and I will stick by that, of course, but I would love to be able to make it large batch for a couple of reasons. And one of the biggest ones is quality. So to me, being able to have a large tank would really be able to take the grapes and get the best blend of what is out there for me, or what's available for me. So number 2 on my list is wine barrels. It would be really great if I was able to make as much wine as I could in a tank to be able to then long-term age it in barrels. So the difference between small barrels and large barrels is the amount of time that you can leave the wine on the oak. And to me, being able to have wine barrels as a part of my winery would really make my wine something a little bit extra that I would enjoy a bit more. So that is my number 2 thing that I wish that I had in my winery. And the number 1 thing that I wish I had in my winery that I don't yet is not that really big of a ticket item. It just hasn't gotten onto my top priority list yet. And that is a Vinmetra SE300. This guy is a tabletop bench tester that allows you to test for free SO2, acid, and pH all at one time. And it's incredible for making sure that you know where your wine is and where it's going. And you know, to me, this is probably the next ticket item that I'll buy, and it's worth every penny. So number 1 for me is the Vinmetra SE300. Some honorable mentions in this, of course, would be a large fruit press and a pulse air, which is basically takes compressed air and pumps it into the bottom of a tank and allows the bubble to break up your cap for you. And it's a really great way to mix, and it introduces some air into your wine as well. So pulse air would be on my list, but I have some things that I would rather have on there instead. As always, if you have questions about this video or any videos from the past, please leave them in the comments below or shoot me a DM or private message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. For next week's video, I'm going to ask that you answer whether you would rather see a discussion on tannin and what it does for our wine, or terroir and how that affects the flavors and the minerals that we experience inside of wine. If I missed anything that might be on your list, something that you would really love to have in your winery, leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this discussion, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like me on Facebook. And until next week, cheers.